Hello, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 29. I'm Jay, and new guest host today. We got Matt in the house. What's up, Matt?
What's up?
Matt is our 10th or 11th guest host. I can't even keep track anymore. But how you doing, Matt?
I'm doing pretty good.
Are ya?
Yep, busy, busy, busy.
What are you busy with, man?
Telling people to get the fuck out of my way when I drive.
That does take a lot of time.
It does. There's too many old people on the road.
I don't drive, and I'm very glad about that because every time I do, it's an anxiety attack. And I get enough of those on a daily basis. But you just got done with a stand-up comedy set. How did that
Yeah,
go?
I did. I have not done stand-up comedy for about 4 years. I've done probably a total of 8 to 10 shows, and I just did a show at Jimbo's a few weeks ago.
In Massachusetts?
That's correct.
Sweet. So how'd it go?
It went pretty good, pretty good. If people are interested in seeing that, they can just click on the guest link. It went pretty good. Obviously, I have some things to work on. What I'm trying to do is basically make not all of my show material rated R, because if you ever want to be on network TV, it's got to be PG-13 material. So that's the tough part.
Yeah, I saw one of your sets, and I don't think you had any jokes like that. But it was
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I made a guest section for Matt in the guest host section, brinksanityshow.com/forum, and there's a link to Matt's most recent stand-up set on there. And
Because it's just funnier to swear, to talk about. Most people always talk about something related to sex because that's funny. Even if people aren't getting any sex, that's funny too.
yeah, no, if you're getting it, it's funny. If
So,
you're not, it's funny.
so it was pretty. It went over well. I think I should have another show coming up in September, although that hasn't been confirmed yet.
Sweet. We have some background noise going on over there. It's very unprofessional.
It is unprofessional. Can you believe what happens, what it's like when you live with a woman and there's a woman in your apartment and she's putting away some silverware? I would tell her to be quiet, but then she'll yell at me.
Then you wouldn't get laid. And then it would be bad.
Yeah, I know. She's on the telephone.
Chatting it up on the telly.
Girls love to talk on the phone.
There is a bedroom, Shut the door, talk on the phone in there. Just making a suggestion. We are doing a radio show here.
We are, and we are going to talk about such things as how easy it must be to win gold medals if Michael Phelps has won, what, 5?
Five in his first 5 tries. He's got 3 or 4 more tries coming up.
He's got to be a chick magnet over there.
I would think so. I mean, he's got, what, like 0.2% body fat. He's got the most gold medals out of anybody ever. And he has set 5 world records in the last 4 days. So,
And for any chicks that like a hairless guy, you can't find any better than a swimmer.
that is true.
He's definitely a chick magnet over there. Party with Michael Phelps, let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think he has any problems.
No, I don't think so. I think I should try out because work sucks.
It's actually a pretty sweet deal because he doesn't work. He just swims. I mean, he swims 5 hours a day, but if you think about it, like,
That's-
we work 8 hours a day, so it's actually less.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I don't
swimming's
think-
kind of fun.
No, I don't think I'd want to swim for longer than like 10 minutes.
They showed what he ate. He eats like an 8,000 calorie breakfast. Now we're talking.
Oh, shit.
I wish I could eat an 8,000 calorie breakfast. That would be fun.
That's what I need to gain weight.
Yeah, I wish I could give you some. I got a couple extra pounds here.
I don't gain weight.
You are the skinniest fucker. I've known Matt since college. When did I meet you? Like the first week of college?
Freshman year.
I remember it was like the first weekend of college. I found out about a party, and I'm all excited. And I went up to the girls' floor, and I went into this one room, and there's like 7 hot chicks and Matt. And I go, oh, I know this party coming up tonight. Who wants to go? And all the girls go, oh, we are going to a different party. Sorry. And then Matt goes, I'll go. And I was like, well, that was pretty disappointing. And,
Yeah, fuck them sluts, right?
and I've been stuck with you ever since. And,
Yep.
We did some crazy shit in college and did not get. Well, I got suspended, but none of us got expelled. So, I guess that worked out all right.
Yeah, what was pretty funny was people passing around a doobie in a tree and Mason barfing.
there was a smoking tree right off campus, and one of our old roommates threw up out of the tree.
It's a surprise no one got hurt falling out of the fucking tree.
That kid used to throw up on like an every other day basis. He was a very unhealthy person.
Yeah, pretty much on command he'd barf.
He used to drink alone in his room, and he would just hear singing come out of his room, and then like a couple hours later he'd just run into the bathroom and barf. And this went on like almost every day.
Yeah, he was definitely a fucked up kid.
I don't think that was when you were living with us, but that wasn't too much fun. Except when he remembered to say barf while he was barfing, then that was hilarious.
He definitely needed some serious help.
And I think he has kids now.
That's disgusting.
I think so. I think it's pretty gross.
Filthy. Filthy animals are everywhere.
They sure are.
Too many people are breeding.
There are so many people having kids right now that really, like, they could barely take care of themselves, and now they're multiplying.
I mean,
not a fan.
You know you're getting old when people start sending you an email inviting you to a cookout and saying kids are invited. It's like,
yeah, it's like,
God,
oh shit.
I'm not going.
Yep.
I mean, unless I can beat the shit out of the kid, I really don't want to go.
I actually got invited to one of those this weekend. And
I mean, what fun is it if you can't lay your hands on a little shit?
The days when you could beat your kids are long gone, and those were the good days. There was less fuck ups growing up, you know.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear that story in Canada about a week ago? This girl got her internet taken away from her, and no, she couldn't go on a school trip because the dad told her to stop using the internet because she kept posting like risque pictures of herself.
Because she's a slut.
And she was only like 12. And
that's gross.
Right. And you know what she did? She took her father to court. And first of all, the second she tried to take me to court, I would have thrown her through the fucking wall because she's fucking 12. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what you're doing at 12. Don't try and, like, whatever your parents say pretty much goes. So the Canadian court actually went in favor of this girl and said the dad couldn't take away her internet and, like, made him reverse his grounding.
Crazy.
How fucked up is that?
Crazy.
So pretty much you can't discipline your kids anymore. That's pretty much what they're saying.
Choke them.
You used to be able to. I would have just canceled the internet and be like, now what, bitch? What are you going to do?
Choke them.
Yeah, choke them.
Choke them. Choke them. Dude, and this other news that I see about Russia and this freaking Georgia place, I've never heard of this Georgia place outside of the U.S.
Yeah, I only know the Larry the Cable Guy, Georgia. I don't know the country.
Of course, without a GPS unit, I probably wouldn't be able to find my way home half the time. But, U.S. sending aid, what a crock of shit.
We're sending aid already? Ugh. If
to
I'm like struggling to pay rent, we shouldn't be sending care packages to fucking countries I've never heard of.
the biggest bullshit story was reading that the U.S. sent to Iraq. Now listen, the Iraqi government is a $70 billion a year revenue generating system with its oil. Why the hell did the U.S. Army give $540 million a year for 5 years to help pay for Iraqi citizens' expenses? Fucking bullshit.
I
And
just
it's
don't get it anymore. I really don't. I mean, if there's one homeless person on the street, we really shouldn't be giving
we
money to everybody
interrupt
else.
you with this important broadcast message. W sucks.
W what? W Bush?
Yep. W can suck it.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Only 3 more months of this bad Bush.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is going to be any better though.
Yeah, I don't think he's fucked things up so much. Nothing can really change.
He's trying to get in that one last war before he leaves, though.
Yeah, maybe. I think maybe we should just fucking attack Russia, Iran. Let's fucking bomb everyone.
Why not, right? He's only got 3. He doesn't have to deal with it. Just bomb everyone and then leave.
What an ass. Politics is gay. Next.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear about this shit anyway.
No one cares.
No.
No one gives a shit. You know what pissed me off the other day? I go to Boston Market, and they've got this, they've got this coupon card. So after every 4 or 5 meals you buy, you get a 5th one free. So I go down there with my girlfriend, and we buy 2 meals, and I could only get 1 stamp on the fucking card, because it was under 1 transaction, and I didn't spend more than $20 to get it stamped twice. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you fat fucking bitch. You're making $9 an hour. Give me a fucking extra stamp. Like, I wanted to come back and hop over the counter and fucking choke the shit out of her. Stupid bitch. You make $9 an hour. Give me a fucking another stamp.
Dude, the whole company would have went bankrupt if they gave you another stamp. So I don't even know what you're complaining about.
Too many people are such cheap fucks.
It's true. I went to a place for lunch, and they give you they have a card, and they swipe your card every time you get a meal. And I give them my card today, and they're just like, "Oh, machines aren't working." I'm like, "Oh, great, fuck me, huh? Thanks." That's
the
fucking
machines
fun.
aren't working.
Yeah, I'm like, well, so much for this card, huh? I guess I could wipe my ass with it. It doesn't seem to do anything.
Take it. Take it.
Now, I know you have a girlfriend now, so you're probably not doing your usual funny antics that you used to be doing. But we got to talk about it. You did the funniest thing I've ever been a part of back in college, and I think we have to tell the story.
The story starts with you.
The story starts with me.
Yeah, begin. Start the story.
All right. So this is our junior year of college, and it's about what you know what I don't. I was so drunk I don't even remember half of it. We went out, right? We went to a club that night.
It's a horrible introduction. Yeah, it was one of those usual nights back in the day where, to start, before even going out for the night, we'd probably split a pint of Captain, which I believe we measured was 10 shots. So we'd each have 5 shots, probably within a half-hour time span, and then
before we went out, right?
Before we went out, that's correct. And then we would go to a club and order ourselves either Long Island iced tea or Grateful Dead. And after a couple of those, barely would we be able to get our sneakers off before passing out wherever we ended up.
Grateful Dead is a local drink, because I've been trying to get it here, and nobody knows what it is, actually.
Oh, it's kind of has the same liquor content as a Long Island, but a couple different...
I think instead of sour mix, it's grenadine.
Yeah,
I think that's
so.
the only difference. I think it's the same thing, only it's like it's fruity instead of sour.
Yeah, it's basically a kick your ass drink.
Yeah, it's pretty potent.
So we go out to a club, we come back, and it's 2 in the morning, and we open up AOL Instant Messenger and we do a search for profiles of girls that have Northeastern in their profile because we want to talk to girls that, are close to us.
Why not? It's 2 in the morning. We're drunk. Who cares?
Why not? I forget really how the conversation went, but our response, oh, I think she was kind of like, "Hey, how's it going?" And so we thought it would be fun if we just typed in, "Hi, how about head?"
First, you were saying, hey, how's it going, whatever, and then I remember you were like, I'm sick of talking to this girl. Let's just see what happens. And then you just wrote, how about head?
And surprise, surprise, she wrote back, "Okay, where do you live?"
So we laughed for about 5 minutes before I think you even wrote back because we were not expecting that to happen.
So it's winter now, and we give her our address, and then we, shut it down and think nothing of it.
We're about a
It's
2 mile walk from the dorms, which is where she was.
and it's a full snowstorm going
It's
on.
it's a blizzard out, and the subways stop at 1 o'clock, so there's like no way to get to our place.
All this bitch be walking.
She sure was, because at 45 minutes later, our doorbell rings.
This was after we continued to drink and kept smoking.
Yeah, we partied pretty hard for that next hour because we thought we had nothing else to do. So we are ridiculous at this point, like to the point where we could like barely even function. And the doorbell goes off, and we just lose it. We like fall on the ground laughing. We're like, I can't believe this girl just walked in a blizzard to see you because you wrote, "How about head?"
It was absolutely hysterical. I could not shut the fuck up.
You lost your mind. You just laughed and would not stop to the point where you sent me down to open the door because
I couldn't even open the door. I had tears in my eyes from laughing
you
so
couldn't
hard.
even like stand up. I left and you were like on your hands and knees, just like laughing your ass off. So I'm going down the stairs, and the laughing just does not stop. And we're on the third floor, and I get to the lobby, and you could still hear Matt laughing, and it just this constant, and it just doesn't stop. So I open the door, and this girl actually wasn't bad looking either. Like she was, you know, it would have been, if you were more with it, it actually probably would have been a fun time. So she shows up, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm Jay," and I hear the laughing from upstairs. So I just point up the stairs, and I go, "And that's Matt."
Yeah, so you fucked it up for me from the beginning.
Yeah, that's what fucked it up. She wouldn't realize who was laughing when she got up the stairs, and you were still cracking up. Because when we walked through the door, we walked up 3 flights of stairs, and you were still laughing. So we walk in, and Matt is still cracking up, and he just can't stop. And he's like trying. He was trying really, really hard to, you know, to gather himself and focus. But you really couldn't do it.
No, I basically said, well, should I try to be normal and function? And I said, no, fuck it. It's too good of a laugh. And so therefore, I just couldn't stop laughing. And she walked in the door, and I think I just laughed in her face because I was still so astonished that, you know, from such a comment, you'd actually have a girl to say yes, walk 2 miles, and battle a snowstorm to go to a
At like 2:30 in the
completely.
morning. No pictures were even exchanged. She had no idea. I have no idea what this girl was thinking. Like, she had no idea who we were. Uh, the whole thing was like she was just asking to get like murdered that night.
Oh my lord.
But then you just disappear. Like you giggled for a minute. I think you function enough to like stick out your hand so she could shake it, and then you just like went in your room and didn't come out for like 45 minutes. So
Yeah, I had one of those. I'm really fucked up and I don't know what to do moment. So I retreated to my bedroom
What'd
because
you do? You were literally gone for 45 minutes.
I thought that was a safe place to go because I was so fucked up and I didn't know what to do.
But what were
So
you doing?
I went in the bedroom and I think I used the computer for a few minutes and then I decided, I know, I'll play my guitar. So I played my guitar and I tuned it up and I decided, well,
Wait, wait,
what
wait, wait.
now?
While you were in there, I'm stuck with this girl for 45 minutes. And, like, you know, I know why she came over, and she probably knows that I know that you said what about head. So, it's a little awkward. And at that point, I'm, like, ridiculous. So I'm just, like, I put on The Simpsons, and I'm just, like, laughing my ass off. Like, she probably couldn't even hear what was going on the show because I was laughing the whole time. So, yeah, I don't know what she thought of that, but you know, I would think it would be kind of a weird situation. Like you disappear, and I'm just like maniacally laughing at The Simpsons for 45 straight minutes. It's, this poor girl. Anyway, go ahead. Well, whatever the fuck, tuning your guitar.
So time flew for me because I didn't know what to do, and I finally decided, well, I've got to do something. So to try to make it seem like I was doing something interesting, I walk out with my electric guitar like around my shoulder, and I walk into the doorway of the living room where everyone stops watching The Simpsons and everyone just stares at me.
When I saw you come out with your guitar, I lost my mind. I was just like, he is not doing this.
And so then I hit like one or two notes.
And then
uh,
stop and start laughing. You were like, bling. Start cracking up.
and then nodded and didn't know what to say. So I was like, hey, how about a back rub?
What a fucking mess, dude. Seriously.
So I thought I was golden at that point because she's like, okay, stands up, walks into the kitchen, and, I thought, I didn't have to say anything more.
Yeah, I mean, you got the
Um,
guitar, you got the fucking golden line of the night.
I thought she was going to fulfill her side of the agreement, but instead she grabbed her coat and walked out the front door.
I think that was enough insanity for one night. And then when she left, we immediately burst out laughing, and she must have heard it. Thinking about how she heard you laughing, when she first got there, she must have heard both of us cracking up all the way down the stairs.
I think we should have thrown change out the window and said, here, take a cab.
So, you got a girl to walk 2 miles at 2:30 in the morning in a blizzard to give you head, and still fucked it up.
That's me.
I saw her about a month later in the cafeteria, and I walked up. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" She like didn't remember me. She's like, "Hi," and I'm like, "You remember? 2:30 in the morning, crazy kid playing the guitar." And she just put her head down and like walked away slowly. She was like sulking. That must have been the worst night of her life.
It was probably one of my funniest.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did that because if she came over and gave you head, it would have been like, it's not a very exciting story. But thanks to you, that was one of the funniest stories I've ever been a part of.
That was hysterical.
Yeah.
What also was funny is your sick antics of trying to kill a fucking cockroach with a can of hairspray and a lighter.
I freaked the fuck out. I've never seen a cockroach until I lived in Boston, and the ones there were like an inch and a half big. And the first time I saw it, first of all, it would only show up every once in a while at like 2:30 in the morning when somebody was fucked up, and they were always alone. And they thought they saw something, and then it would like disappear. And this happened to like three of us, and like we weren't sure if we were just fucked up or, if something was really running around. And then one day it happened earlier. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I'm sober, and this huge fucking cockroach runs into the middle of the living room, and I freaked the fuck out. I'd never seen a bug that big, and I'm like, I got up and I grabbed hairspray and a lighter, and I'm chasing this fucker around, trying to burn the shit out of it. And I don't know
Yeah,
if anybody's had cockroach experiences, but they're fast.
yeah. And let's not, let's just completely overlook the fact that 99% of the shit in the apartment is flammable.
So it ran past my window, and I miss it, and I got the curtains lit up, and then it runs past my garbage can, and I set everything in my garbage can on fire, and then it crawls under my bed, so I flip the bed over, and I finally got it. So I look, and half my room's on fire, and the bed's flipped over, and there's like one tiny little dead cockroach in my room. Um,
Oh, we also had mice.
yeah, we did. That was a.
Tony!
I was wondering why that apartment was so cheap, but after the mice and the cockroaches, I found out. I actually went down to the landlord one day. She lived right below us. That poor woman, and well, actually not, because she sucked. Because I said, "Hey, we got cockroaches in our kitchen," and she goes, "Oh yeah, I got them running all over my counters and on my tables and stuff. They're all over the place." And I was like, so they're probably coming from your fucking apartment. You know, you got so many that are all over your fucking tables.
She was disgusting. She she looked like a horse.
She was a dirty, dirty woman. Yeah, she was filthy.
She looked like a freaking horse, and that's the best description of her. Teeth stuck out. Probably never gone to the dentist. I don't even know how she could be the fucking manager of the place. She's a pig.
Yeah, so we had mice running around, and I don't know. One night we came home with a shopping cart. Uh, don't know why, but we used that as our garbage can in the kitchen. So we put a garbage bag in the shopping cart, and we fill up the garbage bag. And I'm on the phone. I think it was after you moved out. I might have even been on the phone with you. And a mouse sticks its head out of the garbage can. So I'm like tiptoeing around, trying to be all quiet. I grab a broom and I bop the mouse in the head with the broomstick. It falls out of the shopping cart and it's laying on the floor. So I'm like, all right, I got it. So I finish the phone call. It's like 15 minutes later. And the mouse is still there. I grab a dustpan and I go to scoop the mouse up. And the second the bristles touch the mouse, it gets up and runs away. The thing was playing dead the whole time I was in the kitchen. I got outsmarted by a fucking mouse.
Yeah, but we got that mouse back, didn't we?
Oh, we sure did. Go for it.
Well, back in the day, I used to experiment with, little
Allegedly.
Evitos.
Allegedly.
Allegedly experiment with Evitos,
Mm-hmm.
little ecstasy. So, you know, I had one that I didn't want to use, and I figured, well, fuck it. I'm gonna put some peanut butter on this motherfucker and put it on the ground in the kitchen. Give these mice something to cheer about. Sure as shit, that E-pill was gone in the morning. So
That
some
that mouse was raving it up for the next 4 months.
fucking completely destroying the inside of the stove.
What what do you think happened to that mouse? Do you think it instantly just had a heart attack and died, or do you think it was like the happiest mouse on the planet for like 2 months?
Probably mated with about 20 other mice and then died.
It's better than having its brain fluid come out in front of its nose.
Yeah.
Talk about that one, man. What happened there? I don't even know what the fuck happened to you there.
I don't even know either. It was after a night of clubbing. I bent over and some clear liquid ran out of my nostril.
It wasn't snot either. It was like brain fluid. It's pretty
Yes.
fucked up, man.
It was weird. After that, I went to bed.
We got the mouse back again because then I got the glue traps, and since the landlord wasn't doing anything about any of the mice or cockroaches, every time I caught a mouse on a glue trap, I would put it in front of her front door. Or she parked her car in the alley outside our apartment, so we'd throw the mouse on the glue trap out onto her car, and it would float. It would float down like a little parachute because of the glue trap. And I don't know. I don't know if she got the hint or not, but I don't think she did anything about it. Still,
I don't think so either, and she had kids living in her shit sty apartment as well.
yep, loud, obnoxious fuckers.
I mean, how horrible can it be as a kid? You have no idea, really, what to base your parents on or where you're living. And from an outside perspective, seeing what this kid's mother looked like and where he had to live, I mean, it's understandable why Iraqis kill themselves.
How did Iraqis get into this?
I don't know, I just thought about, because they live in the desert with, like, fucking donkeys.
Yeah, well, I guess they think it's normal. Like, the kids are probably
Basically, their life sucks, so they'd rather die instead of live like that.
Or maybe they don't know. Maybe they go into school talking about all the mice running around on their table, and the other kids are like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "You don't have, I thought that was normal." I mean, they don't know any better.
You're drunk.
Not yet. I do need another beer though. But
Beer.
I don't know. I'm using a new program. I don't even know how to pause it, so looks like no new beers for me.
You say pause funny. Pause. I don't know how to pause it.
It's my New York accent. How do you say it? Pause?
Yeah, pause.
Paahhhse. Pause.
Pause.
That's what I say. Pause. You guys need your fucked up accent. I remember the first week of school you asked me what a bubbler was. I've never heard of that in my entire life.
Pause. That's how you say it. It's fucking pause, not pause.
So.
Pause. And you also pronounce Quincy as Quincy.
Uh-huh. It's not Quincy.
It's Quincy, not Quincy.
You guys pronounce every single city in your entire state wrong. How do you say Worcester? How do you say that? Is it Worcester?
You didn't spell Worcester.
See? Worcester. You left out like 7 letters, and added 3 other letters.
You fucking spelt it wrong.
There's a CH in there.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is. It's spelled Worcester. Look it up. It's spelled Worcester, and you guys say Worcester. I don't even know how that works.
You don't know shit.
You guys just don't know how to pronounce shit.
You suck.
I expect Elias to explain. He's also a Boston guy. Tell me how fucking Worcester is supposed to come out as Worcester. So Worcester comes
no
out.
H.
There's no what?
There's no H. It's CE.
Worcester. All right, so there's no H. It's still Worcester. Tell me how that goes into Woohhhstah. Tell me how that works.
It's Worcester.
That makes no sense. You guys are fucked up.
Yeah, why don't you say coffee, bitch?
Coffee. What's the problem?
Coffee? Coffee?
Yeah.
A cup of coffee? A cup of coffee? A cup of coffee? Speaking of that, it was hysterical, because I was being annoying and repeating that to my girlfriend on the airplane from LA to Hawaii.
Like nonstop.
Like a 5-hour flight of being like, coffee? You want some coffee? And then there was this fruit with the mustache who,
like a literal fruit or like a gay person?
a gay guy,
Okay.
was with a mustache was walking around serving coffee and saying it the exact same way and was walking up and down the aisle, so it was hysterical. I just thought he was copying me, but I think he was being serious. Coffee? Coffee? I suppose it's more fun to say it like that if you have to say it like fucking 400 times.
That's true.
You may as well be annoying.
I don't know. You guys pronounce everything fucked up.
Nope.
No? I beg to differ.
I think fucking all taxi cabs in New York should have their fucking horns pulled out.
True, but they get where they're supposed to go really quick.
So stupid.
They don't fucking drive around on purpose like they do in Boston. And you know they do this because we went to a bar that had one road connecting our apartment, and the guy got on the highway and drove around the entire city before he went to the apartment.
What a jerk.
$4 cab ride, charged us $12. And I wasn't going to pay it, and you decided to pay it. Like I wouldn't have got paid.
I forget this, I kind of forget this scene.
Yeah, we went to this bar called the Kells, and there was this one long road that connected that bar and our apartment. And the cabbie passed that road, and I said something, and he ignored me. And then he got onto a highway, and all you had to do is take one side street. So I said, "Are we taking the scenic view tonight?" And he ignored me still. And then he got on this other long road with a lot of lights, and I'm like, this is a $4 cab ride. I'm not giving you anything more than $4. And like I was starting to get loud, and you just didn't want trouble. And you're like, "All right, dude, don't worry about it. I'll pay it." And I was like, I was like still talking to the cabbie. I'm like, "All right, my buddy's paying it, but I think you're an asshole, and I wouldn't have paid this." And he was like ignoring me the entire time.
We could have just set his hair on fire.
I probably didn't have a lighter on me, but he would have deserved it. He was a prick.
Yeah, I recall the Kells wearing orange pants.
Yep, you and your bright orange pants.
And people laughed at me.
Imagine that.
It was pretty funny. The whole point was a joke. I wasn't actually trying to be cool and mac it with orange pants, but I did find it amusing.
Well, you know what? Everyone in Boston wears the same exact outfit, so I'll give you credit for changing it up. Of course, you can't get into any of the bars without the usual attire, so, surprised they even let you in with that. I didn't get into that bar once. Were you there with me that time? They didn't let me in?
No.
They must have been big Sox fans or something, because they saw my ID, and they go, "What's your sign?" And I'm like, "Leo." And there was two bouncers, and the other one, he gives my ID to the other bouncer, and the guy asked the same exact question. He goes, "What's your sign?" And I go, "Leo." And he goes, "No, you got it wrong both times. You can't come in." And I was like, "No, I'm a Leo. That's my sign, And he's like, "No, you got it wrong. We asked you twice, and you got it wrong." And they're like, "You can't come in." And that was it. And
what?
I think it was because I was from New York, and they were assholes.
And probably because you had no females with you.
Probably. I mean, it's not like it showed up with 30 guys. It was probably Bry. Maybe you. I don't know. That's pretty fucked up, though. Didn't appreciate it. That's why I'm back in New York.
Surprisingly enough, I did find a club, the Estate, which actually allowed you to wear sneakers and jeans too. That's cool.
Holy shit.
Never thought I'd see the day in Boston, but it has happened.
Tearing down the walls.
Good place too. They had some good DJs. Paul Oakenfold, Tiesto. Although I didn't go see it there. It's too expensive. The club's not even that big, and to see a well-known DJ, they also had Benny Benassi there. it's like $50, and they sell so many damn tickets that even if you go there, early, obviously, or it's completely crowded, and then by the time the main DJ comes on after the opener, it's so freaking crowded. All you can do is just watch the DJ or watch other people just kind of move up and down because there's no room to dance. It's a squash fest.
Why aren't you moving to New York, man?
Because I work here, my job is here.
Fuck your job. You don't even like it.
I don't.
There
I
you
want
go.
to quit.
So fuck it. Work at my company. They're hiring.
I don't also want to walk everywhere I have to go, though. I think that's dumb.
That is a myth. You don't have to walk everywhere.
Bullshit, you have to walk everywhere.
No, I don't.
Yeah, right.
I choose to because I don't like the fucking subway. I don't have to.
You don't have a car, bitch.
I don't need a car.
Your ass is walking everywhere.
So what?
You just said you didn't walk everywhere.
I take the subway to places I need.
I don't want to have to walk everywhere.
You're
There's
a
no place.
lazy. You make me sick. You're so fucking lazy.
I
You don't need a fucking car.
need a voice command remote control. Fuck lifted my arm up.
I don't know, man. I don't get it. Could be making twice as much as Manhattan.
I don't know about that.
Well, I don't have an accounting degree, and I just got hired for the same type of position as you for like almost as much money.
Well, it's also more expensive to live there.
So,
Well, so it's kind of relative. I'd make more, and I'd have to spend more.
you wouldn't have to spend that much more.
Yes, I would.
How much do you spend in rent?
Well, how much am I gonna spend in rent should be the question, because I'm moving out of here, which is too expensive.
How much you paying now?
I pay $810 with a garage.
All right. Well, I'm paying 1,000.
Uh-huh. And you don't get shit.
I got a rooftop. I got a backyard. I got a balcony. I got plenty of shit.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, it's worth it. I don't have to pay for a car, so I'm actually paying less than you.
And it's a surprise you still have a girlfriend without a car.
Why?
How the hell are you supposed to take her anywhere?
The fucking subway.
I
I'm like, here's a $2 subway card, bitch. Hop on. Here's a pair of Converse. Slip them on. We're going for a walk. That's the way it goes.
No. What we need to do is save some money and have a fun event. It's too bad he couldn't come to Foxwoods. I'm planning Bill's bachelor party,
Oh, yeah?
who's getting married in October, which I don't have money for. Being broke sucks. Oh, also, if anyone wants to buy a 2003 Mark I Mustang, I'm trying to sell mine. Beep!
Put a link up on the forums. Put up post a picture and all that shit.
Who saw that? What's his name? Leon saw it.
Oh, yeah? Leon's actually going to be next week's guest. So,
That motherfucker can speak Spanish.
well, he's Colombian. So,
That's why I'm good with the coke.
probably. Allegedly. So, brinkofsanityshow.com is the website. You could subscribe through iTunes on the subscribe link over there. And let's see, what is it, Wednesday? This episode's going up. We are 4 votes away from the top 10 in comedy right now. If we get 4 votes by Saturday, bonus episode's going up. So vote. The vote link is on the front page too. You will get a confirmation email that you have to click on. So if you didn't click on that, please do so. And how many times did you vote this month, Matt?
Once.
Once with a lie. All right, so if you vote, then we only need 3 votes for a special bonus episode. So do that, please. And then, check out the website, go to the forums. I'm redoing the whole website, and
it's going to be titties everywhere.
Yeah, just nothing but tits. That's going to be the whole website. Thebrink.tits.com. And I'm also learning a couple new programs, so the show will sound a million times better, hopefully by the beginning of September, which will be the start of a bunch of new guest hosts also. So, that's good shit. I know you're excited, right, Matt?
Wicked
pissa.
Puffy.
Did we cover everything? Do we still have more? I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, we covered a lot of material. We didn't touch base about, people you hate at work, but that could be another day.
Oh yeah, you said you had a story about that. You can go for that. We got time.
I work with this woman who's in her early 50s who complained about having a local radio station on in the afternoon. I believe it's it's the Toucher and Rich show here on BCN in Boston, and she complained because of the content. I think she heard the word sex, or they said the word penis, or God only knows. In this bitch complaints now no one can listen to the fucking radio.
Dude, this entire planet's gonna be totally censored and ruined if people keep doing this shit. I hear about this shit all the time.
Oh, because we have to care about people's feelings nowadays.
Fuck people's
feelings.
She could
find it sexually offensive. Alright, you know what's offensive? It's fucking... I know the story. When she turned 18, the slut pumped out 3 fucking kids, got married. She's like 50-something, divorced, single. She's offended because no one will touch her. No one will sleep with her. And she's offended. She doesn't want to hear about it. She doesn't want to hear anything about it. She's a bitch.
So now she hears the word sex, she freaks out and complains to everyone.
No one will fuck me! And what also makes her gross too is she smokes butts. Nasty, Javina bloat pig smoking butts. Causing problems. So now we have to listen to the dead silence. Oh, and some woman in the department now whistles and fucking hums and sings to herself because she can't listen to the radio. So it's like American Idol humming going on in the office.
That's fucking great. So this bitch complained and now nobody can listen to the radio?
No one can listen to the radio, and it's probably never going to change because it's not on the CEO's top priority list to change because, I don't care if it's rap, if it's rock. There's got to be some kind of a policy so that people don't get offended. It's like, fuck you. You know what I'm offended by is this bitch wearing a sleeveless shirt. I don't want to see her flabby ass arms. Okay?
Yeah, that offends me. Cottage cheese arms offend me. So put this bitch in the dumpster. Turn her off. Everything is like that now, too. It's like, you can't, not do something because somebody will get offended because there's always one asshole who gets offended by everything. So, I
like to offend people because people need to get a better fucking hobby. Oh, you're offended. You want to know what? I don't give a fuck.
I'm offended by people who smoke and throw their butts right on the floor and don't put them in a garbage can.
Yeah, I think that's filthy. If I was a cop, I'd fucking pull everyone over for throwing butts out the window. I think that's nasty.
It's like, what? Just because you smoke, you have a right to litter? That's fucked up.
I don't think I've ever met a girl that smoked and wasn't a slut. Do you know of any?
I'm trying to think.
I mean, because back in college, as I remember, if they didn't smoke before they came to college and started to smoke when they got there, they just wanted to show that they were independent and could smoke and be an adult and just basically be a fucking whore in their own on their own 2 feet.
You may have a legitimate theory there.
I
If I was
really,
back in college, that would be my senior thesis. I would
I
try and
can't.
fuck every girl who was smoking, and every girl. I'd just try and fuck every girl, and then I'd keep track of if I fucked more who smoked butts or more who didn't. That'd be a good senior thesis.
And yeah, so many. That's why, if you're back in school, college, whatever, it's probably easier to get acquainted to people if you carry around a pack of smokes.
I actually had a friend who started smoking specifically so he can ask girls for a light and start up a conversation.
And
Lame.
it probably helped.
I guess it helped, but then you're talking to girls who smoke filthy butts, so where'd that get you?
Filthy, nasty smelling butts.
Great, now you can kiss a girl with bad breath. That's proud of you. Enjoy.
It's filthy. I'd rather see her fucking blow a line of coke off a table.
Off my chest.
Ah,
I don't know, yeah. You've got a point there.
pause. Is there a pause button here?
I don't think there is. I'm using a new program and it doesn't seem to have a pause, so
I'm using a new program to do pause.
I guess we're just gonna have to end the show.
And the show.
End the
That
show?
Well, we're gonna have to do another show of how to pick up chicks.
I
Is
think
that
we will.
that guy of using the cigarettes to crack into a conversation? I mean that's an angle, but it's not all that good.
I think it's pretty bad, actually.
And I'm a fucking champ. I've got the words of wisdom.
Well, if anybody wants to ask Matt a question on the forums, he's on there. He's Yoda lives on the forums.
You can ask how to pick up chicks.
And Matt will tell you how to pick up chicks. He's got a chick of his own, so, he's doing something right.
How to pick up chicks. Basically, there's just positive results with numbers. The main gist is you need to have nerves of steel which are developed over time by, as I've said before, just not giving a fuck. I've gone, I believe, I don't know what bar we were at, I forget. Walked up to a girl, was like, "Hi." She looked at me, turned around, and walked away. Didn't even say anything. I was like, "You fucking bitch." Then, of course, I tried to stand there and look cool, like I just didn't try nothing, by the railing, like drinking my drink, like I'm just chilling, putting out the vibe. Oh, I know a funny story. Freshman year, in the cafeteria, where a girl goes up and to get an ice cream cone.
I was
So
there for this.
So I was like, oh, now would be an excellent time in front of 200 people to ask this fucking girl if she wants to hang out. Because no one will fucking see this coming. It was like everyone in the whole fucking cafeteria had like radar and was like, oh, there's gonna be a scene here.
It was like one of those scenes where like you hear the record scratch and everything goes quiet. Matt's like walking up to this girl in slow motion.
I forget exactly what I said, but I was pledging for a fraternity and there was a party. So I tried to use that as an icebreaker, like, oh, there's a party, you want to hang out sometime. And she turned red in the face and was like, I don't even know you. And I felt like saying, that's the fucking point. That's the problem. Let's change that. But
Right.
yeah, she walked away and I kind of stood there and saw 200 people like staring at me, trying not to laugh in my face. And I'll tell you, after a few humiliating instances like that, you at least will get friends from providing entertainment to others, and eventually you just won't give a fuck. And eventually, you won't give a fuck so that if a girl thinks that she's better than she is. You have no qualms about being rude to her. Example.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with this one. This is great.
We were at a bar in Boston, and as usual, the bar is crowded. I'm standing behind two girls, just not doing anything. One of them
You were trying
turns
to buy a
around.
drink. You were waiting to buy
I
a drink.
wanted to buy a motherfucking drink. One of the girls turns around and says to me, "Hey, don't touch her ass." And I'm like, you want to know what? If I touched her ass, that's fine to call me on it, but don't accuse me of something I didn't do. So I said to her, because I don't know if she wanted a free drink, maybe some other guys would have given her a free drink. Like, oh, I didn't do that, but here, let me buy you a drink. No, I thought, you're a fucking bitch for accusing me, because I didn't do that. And not only that, no one touched her ass, because I was the only person behind them. No one touched her ass.
Right.
So I spoke up, and I said to her, excuse me? I didn't touch her ass. Don't flatter yourself. And that was great. Put that bitch back in line. She was like, okay, okay, it's fine. It's like, damn right, it's fine. The only problem was I should have said at that point, why don't you buy me a drink for being such a bitch?
Yeah, exactly.
For being so rude. Because I'll tell you, some of the things I've seen at bars, I swear, guys that have a mouth or a little bit rude and like talk back like that, the girls fucking eat it up. They love the attention. It's the fucking nice guys that are like, hey, how's it going? You know, girls are going to think that's boring. You know, and that's why that saying goes, nice guys finish last. It's really true. They want to be friends with you, but they probably don't want to fuck you.
I have a question for you. What
Here
did
comes.
what did you say to that girl at 7-Eleven?
Oh.
All right, let's paint a picture. We're at 7-Eleven. It's like 2:30 in the morning. Matt's online right behind this girl who's buying like a bouquet of flowers. I have no idea why. And me and Matt got like chips or something. And the girl turns to Matt. And why did she do this, Matt?
When we left the club, we were handed a couple flyers for upcoming events, and I don't know. I was fucked up, of course, at the time, being 2:30 in the morning, and since she was at the checkout line and I was behind her, I figured I'd uh be nosy and just kind of like stand next to her in line, and just figured I'd start talking to her about the fucking clubs or this or that, and she must have thought I was being rude. I don't know if she thought I was trying to cut her or distract her. In any event, before I even knew what happened, I saw flowers flying across the room, and I'm like, this bitch.
I didn't see you talking to her. I guess I was spacing out, but I looked up and I saw her go, "What's your name?" And you go, "Matt." And she goes, "Matt," and she smacks you across the face with a bouquet of flowers. And she goes, "That's for being an asshole." And she storms out of the 7-Eleven. And she hit you with the flowers so that one of them went off your face and went out the door of the 7-Eleven. And so we went outside, and this guy walked up to us, and he goes, "Was that you who got hit with the flowers? Because one of them landed right next to my feet." And I started cracking up. You remember she came back and she asked you for a light.
No, she wanted to know if I took her cigarettes.
That's right, that's right. And you fucking started cursing at her. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was like, get away from me. Don't even come near me. I don't want you near me. You're violent.
You're violent. Well, that's true. She hit you for like no reason.
Yep. And then everyone was interested, like, why'd she just hit you with a bouquet of flowers? It's like, I don't know.
I was just telling her about how I was dancing.
I don't know. I know it was nothing like rude. It wasn't like the direct approach or anything.
I think I would have noticed if you were being a complete asshole.
Yeah, I didn't have a long enough time to be an asshole.
I mean, there was only like one person in front of us, so it couldn't have been. You couldn't have said more than one or two things, and I don't know. Like even if I'm spacing out, I seem to have a sense of if you're being a dick or not, and I don't think you were.
Nope, definitely wasn't. That was funny though.
That was pretty funny. Oh,
So,
we should tell the one last story we should do. The one where we woke up. You remember
oh yeah.
that? So which night was that? Was that the night where I was on the dance floor, and I was making out with some girl on the dance floor, and you put a picture in between us, and it's a picture of you in the photo booth with like two other girls. Was that night?
I believe so.
So I'm like doing whatever on the dance floor, and a picture comes in between us, and it's Matt in a photo booth with two other girls, and I just start cracking up because I have no idea how you pulled that off, and I think you were making out with one of them.
I was just fucked up. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I had my orange funny Raver shirt on, the record player scratcher, the orange Raver shirt, and I don't know. We were just out to have a good time. I don't really know how that happened. Spur of the moment thing, I suppose. But yeah, the picture was funny. So when the club closes, Jay finds it appropriate to start bawling this chick in front of public next to her car, making out.
This is
Which
a
I
different person.
was it?
Yeah, because the other person I got the number of because her friends wanted to leave, and she
Oh.
called me 2 days later, and I never got her name. She just wrote my number down and left. So she calls me up and she's like, "Hey, this is the girl from the club." And I was no, she called me the next day because I was still like half drunk, so I didn't know what she was talking about yet because I didn't have my bearings, and I said, "What club?" And I knew I fucked it up the second I said that.
Yeah, you don't say that, Jay.
No, I was still like semi drunk. I didn't know what was going on. So no, this was a different person.
Well, in any event, we got their phone number, and as we
No, you started making out with her friend though. We walked these two girls to the car, and we each grabbed one and started making out with them.
that was the night that I'm talking about.
Yeah. You left that part out though. Vital details on the.
Vital details.
Well, it makes the end part of the story funnier.
So we get the phone number, we go back to our apartment, and we're completely fucked up. And I'm like, hey, let's call him, because fuck the 2-day wait thing, we're drunk now, let's be annoying.
Yeah, we're like, fuck the 2 day thing. Yeah, fuck it.
So we call him up, we're like, what are you doing? They're like, we're driving home. I don't really know where the conversation turned to, because we were so trashed. Oh, I know. You were in the bathroom, I was on the bed on the phone talking to him. When Jake came out of the bathroom, I said, I handed you the phone, and completely clothed and everything, I flopped on my bed and passed out.
See, my recollection of that is I got out of the bathroom, I flopped down on the bed while you were on the phone, and passed out because I got bored. Now, I don't know which version of this story actually happened.
I don't know, because I black out pretty much. I know I was on the phone and you came out of the bathroom, and at that point I black out, so I'm pretty sure I had you talk on the phone.
Alright, well, either way, we both ended up flopping on the bed and passing out. Probably with the phone still on. We probably passed out like mid-conversation with these girls that obviously never talked to us again.
4 hours later, they're like, hello?
Yeah.
Are you still there? Hello?
They're just snoring coming out of the other end
God damn it, I want to go to bed.
of the line.
So, 4 hours later at 6:30 in the morning, for whatever reason, Jay and I are facing each other, and none of us move, but yet we both open our eyes up at the exact same time and scare the shit out of each other.
It was fucked up how we both just the exact same time.
So, Jay gives me this funny looking face, and he says to me, dude,
I was like, dude,
what are you doing in my bed? And I'm like, what? Fuck you, you're in my bed. He's like, no, I'm not.
I was like, what are you talking about?
So I'm like, dude, look around. So this fucking drunk fuck pushes himself to sit up, looks around the room, finally realizes that it doesn't look like his room, and he's like, oh yeah, it's not my room.
So I got up and I ran out the door and ran home.
Walks home at 6:30 in the morning to go sleep in his own bed.
In like total like stupid club gear. That was pretty fucking funny.
At that point, I finally kicked off my sneakers and freaking clothes and went to sleep.
We did that weird waking up thing another time too.
We did, and this time, instead of being right next to each other, we were probably about 10 yards away from
Yeah, it
each
was a
other.
little less gay the second time. You were on a couch in my
I was
room.
on a couch, and I have no idea who the fuck gave me a pillow and blanket, and you said it wasn't you, and I know I didn't get. I'm too fucking lazy to go get myself a pillow and a blanket when I'm fucked up. I know that much. When I'm ready to pass out, and you said you didn't do it, so I don't know who did.
Beats me, man.
Someone was nice to me though. I woke up, and at the same time, of course, your eyes open. I'm like, what the fuck?
It happened again. That was like a
That's,
month apart from the other time. Pretty fucking freaky.
yes, and when you lived in that mansion, it was pretty funny because there was a kid who went to Harvard who was so desperate and horny to any kind of play, said Jay that he'd take anything, anything, and was staring at Jay saying this, which I thought was extremely funny.
Yeah, he
You
claimed
know,
he had a girlfriend that we never met, and then one day he comes home, and me and Matt are hanging out, and he walks into the room, and he goes, "Hey Jay, I just broke up with my girlfriend." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "Now I'm ready for anything, anything," and he like stares at me. I was like, "All right, you need to like get out of my room right now."
and Jay looked like a grumpy dog. Jay made a grumpy dog face and
I
didn't
was
even
not
say
amused.
anything. As I stood there in the corner and just laughed.
Yeah, you
This
lost it.
this same kid has had the fucking stinkiest feet you could ever smell. Dirty, dirty, dirty ass feet. This motherfucker might go to Harvard, but he's got not a clue about hygiene.
We had a 2-story house that had to have been like 3,000 square feet. I mean, the thing was ridiculous. And this kid said he would, you know, take the utility bills and then tell us how much we owe each month. So he didn't tell me anything for about 5 months. And then one day he like kicks my door open without knocking and says, "Give me $700." And I was just like, "Fuck you, get out of my room." I'm like, come back. I'm like, go out of my room, knock, and then come back in, and then tell me something other than I owe $700 because I don't have it. And he's like, "Well, you owe me 700." I'm like, "Well, I don't have $700, so it sucks for you." He's like, "You should have been saving up." I'm like, "For what? You didn't tell me shit for 5 months. I thought it was gonna be like $100."
Yeah, he was funny.
I
With
think I've
stinky
lived
feet.
with the most fucked up people, uh, pretty
You
much
had
ever.
such Jay had such a fucked up roommate that the kid had no furniture. He borrowed or someone gave him a bed and a fucking bureau.
Which one was this?
The kid who robbed the fucking CVS or something.
Oh, the kid who was wanted by the FBI, and I had the FBI visit my house, and yeah, that kid.
Yeah,
He was a winner.
holding up a store with the shotgun will do that.
Yeah, he was a nice guy, but he was always so fucked up, and he would never admit it. He would come in with his eyes so dilated you couldn't even see the whites of his eyes. And Matt would be like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Nothing, man."
I'm
And
like, come on now, I've rolled my fucking balls off. I know your pupils aren't that big because you fucking ate a granola bar.
right, he's like, "No, no, I swear, nothing." And so one day, like, we had padlocks on the outside of our doors, and so when he left, he would padlock his door. So I thought nothing of it. But he didn't come home for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm like, all right, this is a little weird. So I unlocked his door and I open it and there's nothing in there. I'm like, fuck, he skipped out on rent. Turns out he decided to rob a pharmacy at gunpoint and steal $1 million of OxyContin. And he was on the lam from the police. But he actually slipped rent under the door for 2 straight months while he was running away from the police. So, stand up guy. He's a nice guy.
He's also so fucked up that he even scared away girls that were coming to visit.
Oh my god. 3 hot girls show up at the apartment and ask for me, which doesn't happen very often. We had a big party like a week before, so they remembered me. And so they asked for me, and he stumbles to the door without me knowing. And he goes, Jay here. And he goes, no, Jay's not home. And then he comes up to my room, and me and Matt are sitting there playing a video game. And he goes, oh, those 3 hot girls from the party came and asked for you. And I'm like, well, where are they? And he goes, oh, I told them you weren't home. I was like screaming, like, why the fuck would you do that? He's like, well, I panicked, so I decided to just say you weren't home. I was like, you drugged up motherfucker. Never answer the door again. Ugh.
I panicked. I can't talk to girls.
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't have to talk to him. You just send him up to my room, you cock.
And he had this like tag team buddy, this short Mexican guy.
Nobody knew his name.
He never talked. He never spoke. He just took drugs like a fucking champ and kept his mouth shut.
Just this little Spanish kid named Jonathan. Nobody knew his last name. That was like the running gag. And he would just always be fucked up and tagging along with the other guy. Oh, funny stuff. Alright, now we are out of time. So we gotta wrap this up. Thank you for coming on the show. It's been good.
It's been fun.
We have a lot more stories to tell, so we're gonna have you back on.
That's right.
Check out Matt's stand-up. I put a link on brinkofsanityshow.com/forum. Go to the guest host section under Matt. There's a link to his stand-up. Once again, vote on Podcast Alley. If I get 4 votes in the next 4 days, bonus episodes going right up.
I did vote for that.
You did? Did you vote this month? Because voting gets reset every month.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, thank you then. So we need 4 votes. I did the subscribe. Shirts are coming soon. I will post that when that happens. They look really awesome. But I will go over that next week. I think that is about it. Oh, leave voicemails. There is a contact link on the front page, brinkofsanityshow.com. Leave a voicemail. We'll play it on the show, and everyone's happy. You got anything else you want to add, Matt?
No.
All right. Well, thank you and good night.
Enjoy. Goodbye.